Hi guys,
It's Stephanie
and Christine.
and welcome to Recipe Archaeology
Kitchen Chats. These
And-
are kitchen chats.
Right, and if you like just sort of a conversational type of video every now and then, as opposed to a cooking weird things, we do this twice a month over on our Patreon page, patreon.com/recipearchaeology. We also do a monthly Q&A.
Yes, and so it's 2 kitchen chats and a monthly Q&A,
Yep.
As well as some extra bonus things here and there, some extra recipes and extra, tidbits of fun.
Just some fun stuff, yeah. And
Whenever.
so we keep it to 15 minutes.
We do every time.
So set your timer.
So welcome to Kitchen Chats.
Welcome
Let's,
to Kitchen Chats.
Set a timer.
YouTube world and all you Recipe Archaeology friends.
15.
15 minutes.
That's 15 minutes.
That's all we give each other.
Starting now. Here we are.
Okay, so our topic has been sent to us by one of our recipe archaeologists. He suggested we talk about if you have to, what do you serve people for Thanksgiving who do not like Thanksgiving food?
So this is like, the question is, if you were going to have a non-traditional Thanksgiving,
Right.
what would you serve? What would be the things that you would serve?
What would you make for the people who do not like turkey and stuffing and sweet potatoes?
Sweet potatoes and the normal kind
Which
of
is
rigmarole.
Which is
Addison does not like
He does
that.
not like any of that, and I'm like, well, buck up, buttercup, because this is what it is. We're with family, we're with grandparents.
Welcome to Thanksgiving.
You can just eat rolls. That's pretty much what happens with Addison. Thanksgiving is the poor kid.
So he doesn't like turkey.
He'll eat it. He likes all meats. He'll eat turkey, but it's not his favorite meat.
Okay.
But all the other things he does not like.
Is it okay? Like a turkey sandwich is fine.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
he'll eat a turkey sandwich, but all the
So
anyways,
mashed potatoes? No.
He hates them.
Really?
It's the texture.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Green bean casserole?
He does not like that.
Okay. All right. All right.
No.
Because that's something that's mixed in and all of that.
Yes, it's that creamy mixed in.
Cranberries?
No.
Okay.
No.
What stuffing obviously is not going to
No.
go over well with him
Doesn't like
either.
the stuffing. He doesn't like any of it. And the sweet potato
Stuffing.
casserole, doesn't like it because of the texture.
Oh, he's not going to like my after Thanksgiving sandwiches that I make.
Oh, do you put the stuffing
Oh
in it?
yeah, I make that like Dagwood sandwich,
Oh,
you know,
yes.
where it's just like layer on layer on layer of flavors and
Yes.
things. Yeah, that's definitely
And
gravy
then you
on
put
there.
the congealed gravy and pop that in the microwave.
It just oozes down. You've got
Yes.
mashed potatoes, you've got stuffing, you've got cranberry sauce, you've got
all of it.
turkey.
Yes.
And I like to use
What?
rye bread.
Oh,
like
okay.
a dark rye or a pumpernickel.
Oh, okay.
So good.
Okay.
So good.
Okay.
Smash that thing down. You could put that in a.
Nom.
Yeah, now I'm like thinking about that. But Addison does not like
No.
any of those things.
So if you're going to have a Thanksgiving for all those people,
All right.
do you have an idea? I have some ideas.
I got some ideas. So I think the first thing that I would probably do is for the main course, I would probably change. And if I wanted to be fancy still. Like
Oh,
I
this
want,
is this is a
'cause
holiday.
This is fancy.
It's a holiday.
In my family, we really like Cornish game hens.
Okay.
And
It's been a long time since I've had one.
they're super yummy. It's easy to do. It doesn't take long to thaw it, or it doesn't take long to actually cook it.
Not as long
well.
as a traditional roasted.
Exactly. So you can put a whole bunch of them in your roaster all together with whatever sauce that you want to do with them, and just kind of spoon and spoon and spoon. And that way you're having something that is kind of turkey-esque, but it's more chicken-like.
You've got poultry.
Right, you've got a poultry
like
going
that.
on.
I like
and
it.
Cornish game hens are just the cutest things in the world.
You're right. And
And-
around Thanksgiving, they start carrying them in stores.
They do. And so I would probably say that
Okay.
as a main course.
I like it.
Would be like really something different and fancy and kind of fun. And probably someone hasn't done that before. It
Right.
also just tastes like chicken.
Right.
So
yeah.
it's
and
not-
so most people are going to like it.
Exactly. So if you're averse to turkey and you don't want that, but you do like chicken, you should try a Cornish game hen.
Okay.
That's my thought, first off. Like Cornish game hens.
I like it.
What are you thinking about Maine?
So for Maine, 2 options. So a few Christmases ago, pre-pandemic, I was at my mom's house, and there's a Martha Stewart recipe for a stuffed pork Wellington. I'll put the recipe down below.
A Wellington.
It was surprisingly easy.
Yeah.
but very impressive.
Okay.
And also on her website, there's just a traditional beef Wellington. Where,
but that's more Christmas.
Yes, but but it's still very impressive. But the pork Wellington, you kind of do this spinach kind of saute spinach, and so you get your puff pastry that you just buy.
You just buy it. You can make it if you want.
Well, don't be crazy.
But
you line that with prosciutto. Then you fillet your pork.
So yes.
So that you open it up.
Because you're kind of making a roulade, right?
Yes, you get a pork loin and you fillet it so that it opens up bigger. And then you make this mushroom and spinach kind of saute.
And then you
put that in the middle and then roll it up and then bake it.
Ooh.
Roast it, and so that and it is extremely impressive because the puff pastry is all golden brown and flaky and beautiful, and then you cut into it and you get a slice.
That sounds yum.
So that's what I would probably suggest for the main. I'll put a recipe down below because it was very impressive.
That sounds yummy.
And, I mean, my mom and I made it, and we're not like super chefs.
Right.
We're normal cooks. We're normal cooks.
You're saying this is accessible.
Exactly.
There we go.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah. What would you do for sides?
For sides, I always like a bit of squash. I know that that's not normally served at like a traditional Thanksgiving kind of thing.
Okay.
But I really like, and there's a particular squash that I really like, and because it's so fast and you don't have to peel it, is delicata squash.
What's that?
Okay. And you can get them at Sprouts, you can get them at Trader Joe's, you can get them pretty much anywhere at this point.
What's it look like?
They're really small, and they're kind of tubular, if you will, tubular. And they've got ridges all the way around.
Okay.
But all you have to do is open it up,
take the seeds
out, and then just straight up cut it.
Oh.
Just slice
and
it
then
up.
You just like bake it?
And then all you do is roast it.
Okay, roast it, just like salt and pepper?
Yeah, and what I have done recently is put that with maybe some spiced pepitas. You know,
oh, yes.
Those, they're not pumpkin seeds, but they are, I guess.
Yeah.
Pepitas.
Okay.
A spiced, like, pepita, and then some arugula.
Ooh.
And then put that all together with just like maybe a Dijon kind of dressing along with that. And so it's a salad, but it's got the squash also in it, and so it makes everything a little bit lighter.
Yes.
Without it being like heavy squash based.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Is the squash, so you mix the cold arugula with the hot squash? I like that.
I do.
I like that.
You've got all of these different textures. You've got the squash that's really, nice, and you've got the pepperiness of the arugula along with like the little like spiced pepitas that are really nice and crunchy. And it's a really fun side that is very different from what you would normally have.
Yes. But it feels a little fancy.
And it's so easy. It's dead easy.
Okay.
Dead easy. It's something you don't have to like even think about. You're cutting up squash, you put it in the oven, done, and you're good. And I think that that's like a good, like, not green bean casserole kind of situation.
Absolutely.
Like not...
I'm not a fan of that green bean casserole either, to be honest with you.
I like it, but I think we could do better.
100%.
I think
agreed.
we can.
Agreed. We could do better.
We can do better. We don't have to do but sometimes I really like the canned. I'm not going to lie. There's sometimes I like it.
Well,
sometimes I like it. Anyway, so that would be like my one, like a salad that I would do.
Okay.
Definitely I would do that as like a salad or like a side of some sort.
It sounds like it could be just a side.
You could do both. You could serve them separately or you could serve them together. Whatever.
Okay.
What would you do?
For side, my first go-to that, I know not everybody loves Brussels sprouts, but they're popular right now. But listen, Pioneer Woman has a balsamic glazed Brussels sprout that has cranberries in it.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I think she does cranberries, and I think you could do walnuts or pecans.
Ooh.
And you just do it all. I think she does it all on the stovetop, like in a big skillet.
Yeah.
But you have to first do a balsamic reduction.
Right. So do a little balsamic with some sugar
and just reduce until it's about half, and then and it's not hard to make. It's very it's festive with the cranberries in it. I know not everybody's a fan of Brussels sprouts, but I think and you could even like afterwards, right before serving, do maybe a little bit of goat cheese,
that's nice.
on there.
I like a goat cheese.
I'll put the recipe down below. It's very tasty.
Okay, that sounds really good.
It's very, very tasty.
Well, and I like Brussels sprouts, and I like to take them and shave them. And you can make a shaved kind of salad along with that.
Yes, I like that too.
Maybe some bacon, and, you know, like a really hot vinaigrette, and put that over it with like some parm. Oh, that'd be so good.
That sounds good.
But utilize your food processor too. Like if you're gonna make a shaved dish, you can actually just like. The last time I did a shaved Brussels sprout dish, I just like zoom, 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 and it just did it on its own. It was really economical because, you know, when you get it already done, like all of the
where it's already shaved,
it's really expensive.
It's more expensive than just the Brussels.
It's really expensive. But I think both of us love Brussels sprouts.
I do. Yeah.
Not the ones that are like frozen.
No, they've come a long way in the past 30 years.
My mother always served us the Brussels sprouts. Mama, you know what I'm talking about.
That were just frozen.
It was,
and then there's
just a pile of mush.
It
was not. But you know what? We didn't have the other back in the day.
Right. They have come a long, long way. Same. They were just mushy.
Okay, so what would you do? Okay, so we've got like a side-ish. I mean, you could do all sorts of different sides. But what would you do for dessert? For a non-traditional Thanksgiving.
Well, okay, first
of
all.
What would you do?
Well, besides we have to have cranberry ice.
Oh, cranberry ice has to be a part of it.
You guys you have to have cranberry ice at your Thanksgiving and your Christmas.
If you haven't already, go in there and
we'll put video down below for the cranberry ice video. That's just a given.
You have to do cranberry ice.
You have to do cranberry ice.
It's the best thing. It is the yummiest thing, and it will transition you into your dessert or transition. When did Pat normally serve cranberry ice?
Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Was it at the first of the dinner?
No, just with your dinner.
Just with the dinner.
Yeah, so you take a bite of turkey, and then you maybe have a little bite of cranberry ice. And she always had it in ramekins.
So it's just small.
Yeah, and so as the dinner progresses, it starts to melt a little bit because before it's frozen solid.
Yeah.
And so no, it was always like with dinner.
So
definitely cranberry ice.
Yes, hands down.
I think so. For dessert, I mean, there's just so many ways to go at Thanksgiving.
But non-traditionally,
my favorite dessert is always flan. I
love flan. You do love flan.
I mean, you can make a pumpkin flan if your people don't like pumpkin. I've made it before. It's delicious.
So good.
There is a cocoa flan recipe that is like a cake and a flan, and it's one of my favorite desserts of all time. So you put it in a bundt pan.
Okay.
And so you make. Let me think. I can't remember which goes on the bottom. If the flan mixture goes on the bottom or the cake mixture. I think the cake mixture goes on the bottom. And then the flan mixture, you pour it on top of your cake batter. It's like a chocolate cake.
Yes.
And then a flan mixture on that. And then you bake it in a water bath.
That's okay.
You bake it in a water bath, and as it bakes, the two layers
They
switch.
Ooh.
And so then when you turn it out, and you have had the caramel in the bottom, so then when you turn it out, the cake is on the bottom and the flan is on the top and the caramel comes down.
Ooh, that is slick.
It's so delicious.
You should make that for Thanksgiving. That's what you should make for traditional Thanksgiving.
So it's called cocoa flan. You can find recipes online.
Well, and if you want something completely different.
What would you do?
Okay. So I know this is crazy because there was one recipe that we did that I was floored by that I could not believe was so yummy. And I think non-traditionally you could still do this. So if you wanted pie and you didn't want like pecan pie or you didn't want pumpkin pie or apple or whatever, you should make a vinegar pie.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Vinegar pie. I was thinking about it the other day. Vinegar pie. So easy.
Super easy. So yummy.
Yes.
Like a chess pie.
I was going to say.
Because I make a chess pie normally for Thanksgiving anyway because I really love a chess pie. But when we made vinegar pie and we found that recipe, I thought, that's your non-traditional pie.
You're right. And you know what I made that year that we made the vinegar pie? I made that for Thanksgiving at my parents' house. It was a huge hit. Everybody loved it.
Vinegar pie is the best. And, you know, that one was born out of the fact that they didn't have lemons or anything else to make the chess pie. How are we going to do this? We're going to use the vinegar. And we thought when we made it, this is going to taste disgusting.
Yeah, and the texture of the batter or that, custard was weird.
Yeah, we thought it was going to curdle.
That custard texture was like really strange, but it ended up being So good.
And you made your pie crust, which hands down, your pie crust is the best.
Well, thank you. I think that time we actually just used a Pillsbury.
Did we really?
Yeah. I think when
Still
I made
good.
it for my parents, I made the crust, but I think we
You
did.
make a good crust.
You know, listen, don't sleep on the Pillsbury
Don't.
crust.
It's not a bad crust. And if you have no time, like I do, like
Exactly.
when we're talking about Thanksgiving and I have to work and do all the things.
And if you're preparing everything, listen, it's a time saver. And here's the trick, especially if you're, let's say you're just going to go ahead and you know it comes in the tin.
Right?
You can
Pop it out of that tin.
pop it out of the tin and put it in your own
Nobody has to know.
pie plate, like your own ceramic pie plate.
Nobody has to know.
Nobody knows.
It's not their business. You mind your own business.
Listen, they should be thankful that you invited them to your Thanksgiving dinner.
I'm sorry, are you eating
My
a
beef
meal
Wellington.
that you didn't have to provide?
Right.
That you're just here for?
Time's up.
Time's up.
Okay, so that was Kitchen Chats. We hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoy this type of banter, come on over to patreon.com/recipearchaeology and join us for more.
We would love to have you. Please come be a recipe archaeologist with us. Be a part. Bye, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving.